All right, back again, hitting you with another Caudabe video, and today we're gonna talk about the Caudabe Synthesis. Now, I know yesterday we talked about the sheath. I think that's the order I'm gonna put these videos out, but today we're gonna talk about the Synthesis because this year I feel like the Synthesis just blows it out the way. And I'm gonna be honest with you, this case actually got, and I don't really drop other brand case names in my videos, but the Synthesis, let's just say it's been on my phone, and I think it's going to be up there for a while. Let's just say that. And you know what case I just reviewed last week. So let's go ahead and get into it. Right here, we do have two different colors. We have the black, we have celestial blue, and they also make a gray version that I need. I think Caudabe is sending me that one, man, because I need that gray version to match my natural titanium. So we always go with born old black, man. So we're going to show you how you look on the phone as we get, after this blue right here. But let's go ahead and check out their celestial blue, which is going to be a newer color. Caudabe always have different variations of blue, and this is going to be another one, man. Synthesis, rugged protection, sleek design, drop tested, 6.6 feet of drop protection, MagSafe compatible, protective screen lip. So let's go ahead and take it out. Always good classic Caudabe branding and packaging. They always just knock it out of the park with their boxes and everything, just so clean and easy to get into. Brands make cases packaging that's more easy to get into. So let's go ahead and take a look, man. This is going to be the celestial blue. Now, I don't have a blue titanium iPhone. As I always say, blue titanium, stand up in the comments. I don't have one of those, but I feel like this case will probably match that to the T. Just like I have the black titanium for the black, and just like they have the gray Synthesis and the gray sheath, it matches the natural titanium just perfectly fine. But let's go ahead and take a look at it. Here is going to be the Caudabe Synthesis, man. Gonna be one of the sleekest and one of the cleanest and one of the, I'm getting ahead of myself, man, because this could be potentially be my #1 case. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, but let's go ahead and step around it. So right here, you're gonna get that classic little Caudabe camera lip. Now, I know a lot of people sometimes dislike what Caudabe did with the lip. This year, they kind of cleaned it up a little bit more. They're just giving you a little something on the back. If they didn't give you anything, you guys will complain about the case being too plain, all right? Complain about the case being too plain. There we go, man. I'm giving y'all these bars once again. So that's going to be the look right there. Very subtle Caudabe branding right here, which I always love to see there. On the sides, this is what I love about the Synthesis, is the dedicated grip pattern that you get on the sides. We all know when it comes to cases, man, grip is a thing that cases need to focus on. And the fact that they've added these dedicated grips, and they had them on the 14 versions as well, just makes it very good, man. Button for your power button, flipping it over on the left side, volume up and down button for that action button. You're going to get those grips, flipping it over on the bottom. You're going to get your accurate cutouts for the Type-C port and the speaker. And yeah, that's going to be it on the inside. Now Synthesis, we could deal what you guys did with the sheath and put that soft lining just everywhere. You know what I mean? But I don't know the parameters. I don't know. But as you can see, you're going to get that magnet, and you're just going to get that type of material that this case is made out of. You know, this is a rigid case. This isn't anything that's going to be flimsy or anything like that. Let's go ahead and bring the scale over here. Let's see what she's working with when it comes to the weight, and dropping it down on the scale. We're looking at 45 grams. So the Synthesis and the sheath really aren't that far apart from each other when we are talking about weight, which is strange, but maybe it's just the way the materials are materializing. All right, I don't know. But let's go ahead and put the phone in here. And did you just hear that? Look, listen to this right here. When that case is in here, man, the fit, just like I stated with the sheath that we just finished reviewing, the Synthesis even now has a more, I always say rugged and rigid. I always want to put those together. It has a more rigid material. It's a more tighter material, a harder material to give the Synthesis an even tighter fit than it did for the 14 Pro Max, man. And I'm just here for the way the Caudabe stepped up the fit on the sheath and the Synthesis. I am here for it. So flipping it over on the back, this doesn't really leave fingerprints. I just was sitting there with my sweaty hands. But as you can see, this is going to be the way the celestial blue looks with that natural titanium, if that's something you want to do. I would love to see this in the blue titanium. I'm waiting for somebody to do a video on it. Could be on their website. I got to see this with that blue titanium, man. I have to see it, look for myself. So here's going to be the front side. So let's go ahead and go through the case. On the top side, it's going to be completely closed. On that side, power button. Very nice and tactile power button. On the sides, you're going to get those grips just like I stated. Flipping it over on the bottom, you're going to get your accurate cutouts for your Type-C and your speaker. And on that left side, volume up, action button. Now, they're not the most tactile because there's going to be an all one-piece design with the way this case is made, but the buttons still are very good. And the way this material is on both the Synthesis and the sheath, the more you use it, the more the buttons will break in over time. And I'm okay with it. The buttons are perfectly fine. Don't really, it's not going to be super audio clack, 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 clack like a lot of the metallic buttons and different things like that, because they're a separate entity. When it comes to these buttons, it's all going to be a one-piece design, and you'll be able to press them just fine, and they're going to get better over time as you use it. Now, let's go ahead and talk about lay on the table protection. Now, it does have a slight little lip that goes around it, but we're talking about 6 feet of drop protection. We're not talking about anything that's super heavy duty when it comes to drop protection. You have just enough lip to when you set it down on its face, you're not going to worry about that phone resting on the actual lip itself. And that's all we could ask for when it comes to these cases. And the same thing when it comes to the camera lip. You're going to have a very, very thin camera lip, but it does just what it needs to do to protect those cameras. Look, Caudabe is going for minimalist. So therefore, some of these things aren't going to be as bold as you want them to be, but it does give you enough just to give you that level of protection. So good job when it comes to Caudabe on that. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the fit, because the fit is absolutely unreal when it comes to the Synthesis this year. So as you start down the bottom, and I'm pulling, okay, nothing is moving. I'm pulling hard. Look at my thumbs, as I always say. Even when it comes to the buttons, you got to really pull to get any material to move. The way that they made this material this tight for this Synthesis, bravo. This thing fits like an absolute glove. There's no creaking. I mean, anymore. We're getting to the point now where these cases are getting so tight that it's becoming a chore to get these phones out of the actual case, but it still pops up there good. You just got to make sure you're doing it the right way. And one thing that I do want to mention is on the bottoms down here, it seems like they added a little bit more something to the bottom. As you can see right here, it like lifts up the bottom ever so slightly in these little areas right here. I'm not sure if you can see them on camera, but it's like a little bump now when it comes to the back of it. And that may kind of get that bottom to be lifted off of the actual side of it, so you don't really get to scratching this material. But even with that, this is still going to give you a very nice texture material. It's not really going to show smudges or different things like that. It may show your hands when it's sweaty or something like that, but it goes right away. So the fit is just absolutely amazing. This thing, when it is up here, it fits like a glove. I mean, I know I may say it all the time, but it fits so tight, and that's what you want when it comes to a case for your phone. And when you look at the actual sides of it and everything, the grips right here just feels good when you're talking about holding it in your hand. The grip just makes this case simply fantastic. It just makes it feel so good in your hands to where it's not going to slip out. It's going to keep a very thin profile. I really like this case because it keeps an even slimmer profile than the sheath. I just like this one. If I had to choose one, I'm not going to lie. If I had to choose one this year, the sheath is amazing as it is. But the Synthesis honestly has stole my heart, and I have been a Synthesis OG. Kind of hit myself kind of strong. I've been a Synthesis OG for years. If you go back and look at my old videos, Synthesis had my heart, man, and they have actually won my heart over once again because they just knocked it out of the park. Thin, tight fit, nice grip. Next up, let's go ahead and test these MagSafe magnets out. So let's go ahead and test it out. And as you can see, the Synthesis actually picks up this base. Now, I know we were having a little bit of weak time with the actual sheath picking up this base, but the Synthesis picks this up, no problem. The Synthesis has been in the gym just a little bit more, and it could be due to the extra weight that the sheath has, the texture materials that the sheath has. It could have something to do with that, but it picks up this base just fine with no issues, and that is a very confident, strong magnet. So that is just amazing to see when it comes to the actual Synthesis. So this is going to be the Celestial Blue. Let's go ahead and slap on the black version so you can check it out on how it looks on the natural titanium. And here is going to be the black Synthesis. This is actually the combination that I have been using since this came in on Friday. This is the combination that I've been using right here, man. This black Synthesis paired with the natural titanium 15 Pro Max. I'm waiting on that gray Synthesis. When I get that in, that will be the combo that I rock. So that's going to be it. Synthesis, sheath, well, not sheath, but these are the Synthesis right here. But that's the lineup that we're talking about when it comes to Caudabe. This case will run you $42. Caudabe just gives you that sweet spot of price by not hitting that $50, but yet delivering on every single thing that you want in the case. They knocked it out the park. And I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. The Synthesis has become my favorite case so far for this 15 Pro Max. It just checks all the boxes with that tight fit, perfect grip on the sides, keeping a thin profile without bulking your phone up. No extra pieces doing a bunch. They just simply knocked it out when it comes to clean and minimalist look. That's all I ask for when it comes to a case, and the Caudabe Synthesis has simply delivered this. But if you want to check out the sheath, which is also another excellent case, and I've also been needing to get into the rotation on using my 15 Pro Max. I will pop that video right there. You can check that one out. Check it out.